Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today, I want to talk about some overshadowed features that were added in 1.21.5, because obviously with every big update, the new blocks and things like that overshadow some of the other features because a lot more people care about new blocks, new items, mobs and things like that. And obviously we have covered these plenty of times, so everyone knows that these are new. But there's only a handful of people who know that there are some new item components. Now obviously item components are really only useful to map makers, data pack makers, or creative mode players, but there's one that I really do want to talk about, and I have mentioned it before within snapshots and things like that, but a lot of people are going to like this item component. But inside of Minecraft 1.21.5, they added a new item component that is called blocks attacks, and this can be added to any item within the game. The main one being swords, so you can basically create the old PvP prior to 1.8 just using data packs. So we're going to give ourselves a diamond sword, and we're also going to give it blocks attacks. Now let's talk about some of the options within this. We have disable cooldown scale, and this is the scale in which the item is disabled if it's attacked by things like axes. So the way I can show this off is if I set this to 0 and I grant myself this. Let's summon a Vindicator because they spawn with axes. We can see that if I summon a Vindicator right here and then block with a shield, you can see the shield is disabled. I cannot use it because it has the cooldown. But you can see now if I block with this one, it doesn't become disabled, so I can just keep blocking with it. So that's the first option that you can customize. The next one is damage reductions, and this is what damages the shield can basically reduce or block. Now here we have mob attacks, we have arrows, and we have explosions. So any type of mob attack, any type of arrow, or any type of explosions, this sword is gonna block. Now I quickly just want to change this because I think this takes in a tag, if I'm not mistaken. One thing I want to try is, can it take in a damage source? So this I'm entering Sonic Boom, that's obviously the Warden's Sonic Boom. And we have the base as 0, the factor as 0.5. So that means that this currently will block 50%. I want to change this to 100%, so let's just do this at 1.0. Now let's grant this, and I guess let's have a look. So let's quickly just grab that shield. Let's go away from that Vindicator, and we are going to build up right here. So let's now go in survival mode. Let's anger this Warden, and you will see that if I block with this basic shield, and this is a shield that you get just from crafting one within vanilla Minecraft, you can see that doesn't block the Warden's Sonic Boom. But if I was to now go up here and block with this, does this work? So I'm quickly just waiting for this Warden to Sonic Boom me. I have obviously hit it, so it's angry at me, and it should attack right now. And yes, there you go. You saw this sword blocked the Warden's Sonic Boom. So I can now just stand here, and the Warden will never be able to damage me unless I obviously unshield. And you can see it is because I'm shielding. If I unshield, the Sonic Boom will deal damage to me again. This is really cool because you can enter any value you like. For example, let's say we want it to only block 50% of the Warden's Sonic Boom, because we still want the Warden to deal some damage, just not as much. So let's see how much damage the Sonic Boom does first. So we are on full heart, and I will pause the game so we can see. So let's wait for the Warden to use its Sonic Boom. And we can now pause it. You can see it's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts of damage. So now if I go in creative mode and I go up here and I now hit the Warden again, block with this shield, it done 5 hearts of damage. So in theory, it should only do about 2.5, because obviously we are blocking 50%, and you can see it did. It only dealt 2.5 hearts of damage. That is insane. So that is that feature now done. And once again, you can enter any damage source here that you would like. We can even enter things like cactus. So now this one right here will block any cactus damage. If I go over here, at least I think it should. I don't know if there's any limitations with these features, so we're going to try it at least. Let's grab some cactus. Let's plant this right here. Let's now walk into this. And no, that still damages me. Okay, so I'm guessing that's just probably because the type of damage source. I quickly just want to try one more. So we're going to quickly just scroll through. I'm guessing lava will probably still damage the player. Mace attack, that would be interesting to try. I want to try magic, because if you could block magic attacks, I think that would be really good. So this should have magic on it, which obviously potions are magic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that over there. I'm then going to go into it. It does block magic. That is insane. What is hitting me? That is insane that it blocks magic attacks. Now let's try poison, because poison's a little bit different. Yes, okay, I still get poisoned. So now we've covered the types of damage. We have also covered the factor. We also have the block sound. And this is obviously a sound event that is played when you block the damage. So as you saw when I was blocking the harming, it was playing the anvil place. Now there are a few things I haven't covered within options, so I'm going to cover them. We have block delay seconds, and this is the amount of seconds it takes until your shield registers as being blocked. So for example, the default shield within the game passes in a 0.25 here. So it takes 1/4 of a second to register that you are blocking with a shield after clicking your block button. Now there is also another option for a sound event, and that is for if your shield is disabled. So you'll see when the shield is disabled, it'll play the Warden Sonic Boom. When it blocks, it'll play the anvil. So now all I need to do is quickly just set this to 1.0 so it blocks all damage. And then let's quickly now just have it block these type of damage, which is going to be mob attacks. And the final option you can customize is item damage. And this takes in 3 options. You have threshold, base, and factor. But honestly, this is such a cool feature because once again, you can bring back old PvP if you want to. As you can see, I can now shield this sword. Now, obviously, this is not something you can do within the base game because this does require you to give the components to a weapon. Now, obviously, you can just make a data pack that does this if you want it within your worlds. So now we've showed all the customized options for the shield item component. I am releasing a data pack with this video that makes it so when you craft any sword within the game, it will have the blocking on it by default. So if I was to craft myself, for example, an iron sword, so let's quickly just grab some iron ingots. If I was to now throw this in a crafting table, you will be able to see that when I take this, I can now shield with it. And this works for any sword that you craft. If you was to grab a sword from creative mode, these cannot block. But one thing I have done with this, and you can go into the data pack and change anything you would like. So I've made it so as the sword tears up, it will block a different percentage of damage. So the wooden sword would only block 10% of damage, to make it a little bit weaker than other ones. The stone sword would only block 25% of damage, so once again on the low side. Gold swords would block 30% of damage, so it's getting a little bit better, but once again, it's not something that you'd want to use end game. Iron swords block 50% of damage. Diamond swords block 70% of damage. And then netherite swords block 90% of damage. And I've done it this way just so upgrading your sword has another function rather than just attack damage. And we have also ended it on 90% because once again, we want the shields to still have a use. But this is the current file. And once again, if you want to download the data pack and change any of the percentages, this is how you do it. You go to the damage reductions and go to the factor. So the diamond sword, as you can see right here, does 70% because it's 0.7. All of the other options are the base vanilla ones. So for the main shield, the only thing I have changed for this data pack is the factor. By default, the factor in Minecraft is always 100%. But once again, if you want to download this data pack and use these within your worlds, I will have a link in the description so you can download it. But make sure when you download it, you customize it to how you like, because it's more fun when it's custom to you. But anyway, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.